Yep, we're rolling. Hi everyone, Angelina, Sparkling Diva. I am about to record a reading on the full moon and the lunar eclipse that we're having soon. Only a few days away anymore. But I thought I also want to do a short energy report concerning the full moon and this lunar eclipse. I usually do that, not always I think, but most of the time I do that. I want to say beforehand, it's not mine. I'm not an astrologer nor an astronomer. There is this Dutch woman who is really good at this stuff, and I always read her energy reports, but they're in Dutch, right? And then I'm allowed to copy paste them if I want to on a forum or on my Facebook or whatever, as long as I include the link to her website. And but that's not much good on my YouTube channel because I can't communicate with you in Dutch. So what I always do is I quickly translate it, and most of it I still have to do as I am reading it, going over it, and telling you about it. And it always gives a very pretty accurate idea of what you can expect and of what is going on. So let's start. After that I'm going to do a new recording with a reading, so I have more time for the cards. Otherwise I have to rush it, and I don't like that at all. So we have a full moon, and there's going to be a total lunar eclipse as well on the 21st of January at 6:17 in the morning, where I'm at. And I'm at GMT +1, also UTC +1, same thing. Meaning that if you're in America, America is 6 to 8 hours behind. Meaning that for you it's going to be late in the evening or around noon. Midnight. I'm so sorry about that. 17 minutes past midnight. If you're probably when you're on the East Coast. At the other side of the world, to the I always have to think east-west. I always mix that up. To the east of me, so the Middle East and Asia and New Zealand and Australia is ahead of me. So for you, it's going to be during the day. India is likely going to be, I think India is 6 hours ahead of me. So it's likely going to be around noon for you. And if you're in New Zealand, it's 10 hours ahead if memory serves. So then it will be at 4 in the afternoon. So if you're in over to that side of the world, then it's going to be during the day. I haven't looked up the time of the eclipse. Well, you're just gonna have to Google that. I'm sorry about that. Anyhow, if I still have time, I might do that and then tell you. This time of year at the northern hemisphere, that is usually the coldest of the year, right? It can be really cold, storms. We do actually always have a lot of storms here where I'm living in January. It's quite horrible. I hate that. I never get used to it. I live very it's very close to the coast, a coastal area, close to the open sea, and so there's a lot of storms here. I don't like it. I'm not from this area, so I'm not used to it, and I never will get used to it. We can have frost, we can have snow, and the storms, and nature is cleansing itself, and anything that isn't strong, that was meant to be temporary, just annual, will have died, often has been digested. It's not really the right word, rotten, digested, something like that, for the most part by now. And on the outside there's still this tranquility and peace and nothing much happening, non-action, right, in nature. But deep down things are beginning to stir again. and preparing slowly as well to start emerging in a few months' time, right? It's still going to take a bit of time, but in the depths, new life is hidden, right? New life, new seeds, also for insects, animals, for basically for everything, for all life. And it's waiting for the right time to start growing again, to come out. Days are slowly getting longer. You can actually really tell. It's only been a month, yeah, not even, since the 21st of December when they start to get longer. But you can really tell already. And the theme of this ice moon is cleansing and depth. And that is necessary to go through a phase like that in order to have growth again during spring. And that goes for, sorry, there was something with my eye. And that goes for nature, but also for us, right? We also need that period in our life where things just slow down a little bit so we can go inward and contemplate life and everything, and just think about what we've done, where we want to go, etc., etc. And at this time, it's also good to do that, to think about your intentions and what you want to do. Are your ideas, your intentions still up to date or not? Do they still, well, really match you? Are they still the right thing? Which ones are you going to work out and act upon? And take some time to feel, to become aware of what is living inside of you, what is slumbering inside of you, what is stirring inside of you. And also to be aware of what wants to awaken and grow. Start gestating, start growing, and feel what you really want from your heart. This is quite important, that when the time is right to start really, for things to really start going, right, that you are going to manifest and take action towards the right things that you really want to manifest from your heart. The moon on the 21st of January, if you're in America, it could also be the 20th, right? Because it might be just before midnight for you, because you're well, lagging behind a little bit in time compared to where I am. It always sounds unfriendly. I usually joke about it that way, but of course you're not lagging behind. Anyhow, on that day of the full moon, it will be the closest to the Earth that it will get, and that's why it is also called a supermoon. If memory serves, we are going to have 3 supermoons, in one this month, in January, in February, and in March as well. Doesn't always happen. This time it does. So then it appears to be a little bit bigger because it is closer to the Earth than it sometimes gets, right? It doesn't always get that close. And then she's full, of course, and there's going to be a total lunar eclipse. The moon will make you aware of your feelings and of your emotions, and it will let you know what's good for you and what isn't good for you. And exactly that is going to be a bit blocked during the eclipse, because then the moon is in the shadow, in the dark, so then that is also in the dark, and then it can be the opposite. Then you temporarily might find it difficult to get connected, to get in touch with your feelings and your emotions, and your inner knowing as well, right? Your intuition, your inner knowing, your feelings, and that can make you restless. And try to be really aware, consciously aware of what's going on inside of you, because that can give you clarity of which dynamics and tendencies will be triggered inside of you yet again, right? For you, inside of you, the next couple of months, in the coming months. So if you are able to be a little bit aware, really aware, just take your time for that. Yeah, then you can get that clarity. And also you have the opportunity to reset your emotions, to work through emotional baggage and leave that behind. And in order to do that, you will have to work through it, not go around it, because if you go around it, it's gonna come back. The theme, what it's about, is gonna come back later on and hit you in the face twice as hard. Right? So it's quite important that you go through it and work through it, and do not avoid it and go around it thinking, phew, phew, that's gone, and then later on it's like smack, and then it's back again. All right, so beware of that. It's not going to work. And the full moon is in Leo, only just on 0 degrees, and this Leo thingy can make you even more passionate and yeah, just that passionate in life. And it can be as if everything that you experience is magnified. And that goes for the nice things, the good stuff, but also for the drama. And also because of Leo, you will show the world in a very direct, straightforward way how you feel. You're not going to beat around the bush. You can't, because it's just too passionate, too strong, too fiery. So you're not going to beat around the bush. You've got to be quite straightforward and direct and just, well, let's say blunt, likely, good or bad. So that could also be something to think about, to try and not do that. The sun is shining on the moon from from Aquarius, and that adds a little bit of an original touch to it, because that's Aquarius, isn't it? And also deals with old norms and values, and then gets rid of those and replaces it with new ones. But because you can temporarily experience very strong, really strong emotions with the moon and the eclipse and Leo, etc., it is best, because of the Aquarius adding this different inspiration, right? This original touch. It is best to not turn every feeling an idea that you might get into an action. It's best to just write them down if need be, right? If you think, oh wow, this is a brilliant idea, I'm gonna do this and that now, right? Don't do that. Wait. But you can write them down, and then later on, when all this turmoil is gone, you can go over that list and over the things that you've written down when your head is clearer again, and then you can go over it and make decisions like, oh my God, what did I write down? That's over the top, it's a bit too much, or whatever, you know? So don't take action too soon right now. That comes up later on, and with another thingy as well. The moon squares Uranus, which gives tension and an urge to be free and a little bit of rebellion. And emotionally, it can cause you to emotionally not be able to connect, to feel involved with things. And that the result of that is that you are inclined to keep your options open as opposed to commit yourself to things. But in spite of that, there can be an unexpected event or a hectic happening that opens a new door. And I feel that's also to do with that, because it's still in the block of the moon and squaring Uranus, because of the tension that gives and the freedom urge and the rebellion, that because of that there can be a sudden something happening that opens a new door, right? I hope that is a bit better translated. it was phrased in Dutch a bit awkwardly, just the same. It's really important to listen to your own insight, your intuition, and really connect with your heart to find out if something or someone is good for you or not. And that might be a bit difficult because of all these energies, right? And especially during the eclipse, if it's difficult to get in touch with your inner knowing and your... So maybe it's best to generally just wait wait a little bit until it all starts to sort of fade away again and yeah, mellows a little bit. Well, we're nearing the end of this, all right? But by connecting with your heart, you can also discern if something is just a short-lived buzz or an opportunity that is really good for you. And I think especially with the Aquarius thing that I mentioned, that could be a very important thingy, because Aquarius, if you're sensitive to that, could add a lot of original thingies and inspirations and ideas and insights, and I want to do this and I want to do that, right? So if you then can stay in touch with your inner knowing in your heart to discern, like, well, this is just a short-lived buzz and not really something to invest in, that can be very helpful. Mercurius is Mercurius, you don't say that in English, right? You say Mercury. Mercury also squares the Uranus, like the moon, so Mercury does too, and that can give you chaotic thoughts and thinking and impatience as well. So again, the second time this is going to come up, you can have a brilliant idea. But then you really ask yourself, is it viable? Is it doable? And is it well thought through? Right? Take your time to think about it and to develop it properly, and don't just rush into something and then end up getting a half-baked result because it wasn't really such a brilliant idea after all. So again, there is this thing. So best is to just take it easy, slow it down a little bit, and take your time to think things through. The good thing is that Ceres and the moon are harmonious, and that can help you to connect to your heart and to listen to your heart and to feel what you need, what kind of emotional nourishment you need, and what is good for you and what isn't good for you. So the challenge is to constantly feel if there is a balance in give and take, in head and heart, in acting and well, thinking, contemplating, rest. If things are balanced, right? But well, that was it. So, but there was a warning twice to not act impulsively, but to think things through and to wait. You know, when in doubt, just wait. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed it. It got a bit lengthy, and I'm going to record the reading. So thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in a bit. Bye.